Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode 3 of the Royal Children's Hospital of Melbourne kind of build. If you remember last time, I had a bit of a minor tantrum because my calculations appeared to have been wrong. And they kind of were. I actually went through all of my calculations and figured out what was wrong. And I would have had to have see the building behind the character. I would have had to have redone the entire everything that I've done so far. And I went, no, I don't think so. I'm just gonna see what happens. And I started sort of futzing with all the measurements and where the roads are, and then I ended up going a bit far. I've done the entire front without recording it, but I kind of had to do this bit, and I had to do that bit, and then I had to do this bit, and I had to do that bit, and there wasn't one way of doing it, and I had in an order that would be fun to watch on a video, on a montage, and I had to put in the glass to see where everything sat, and then I had to dig out some of the underground car parking facility, and then I had to figure out where the floors were, and all of a sudden the front, at least this side of the front, has been done. But it was all out of alignment by quite a lot. Like this path here is meant to actually be a heck of a lot wider, because this is like the main entrance to the A&E, the emergency department, I think, as best as I can tell. But in order to get the roads down to this level, which they have to be, there isn't really an easy way of getting up to the emergency department entrance, so I haven't quite decided what to do with that yet, which is why this area isn't done. But as I was doing one bit and then another bit and then another bit, I realized I was doing too much, and I ended up doing the whole thing. This road was completely wrong. I actually had to redo the entire line, circle, because I'd forgotten to allocate room for, there's this little path here, and technically this path goes underneath into another car parking lot, but I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. I think I might actually have to make the road drop, even though in real life it seems to go up rather than down. So I've done lots of miscalculations, but I think from purely aesthetic, it looks close enough to the actual real one to be good enough. Now the all of this kind of higgledy-piggledy greenery is relatively true to life. It's sort of random bushes and grass. It's not manicured fancily or anything. I manicured this a little bit more than it actually is, because just wanted to bring in some colours, see different shades of leaves and stuff, bushes, just because it was fun. I actually had to move this entire road one over, so this this one was actually this one, so this was here and the second road was here, so I had to move this whole thing over by about 10 meters and then make these ramps turn into the other underground. There seems to be a lot of underground parking entrances, because there's one here that goes under here, and there's an in and an out here, and seems to be a one-lane one, but it goes under here, and there's one here. It's a big main one. And then there's a bunch, like there's one on the other side of this building, which obviously I haven't done yet. There's one here-ish. There's quite a lot. And these ones, the big ones, they go under the building. And then go out of the building again. And then up into this bit. Because this is where the ground level is at the back. So there's a lot of parking, I think, in this building. I also did the side because I was bored and thought, I'll see what it looks like. I needed to try and get the visual scale rather than the mathematical scale right. And I think it looks pretty good. I've completely screwed up all of the calculations, but I'm hoping it will look right, if you know what I mean. It'll look close enough in scale. But this episode, this week, I'm going to try and meet this line of glass and try and do these two big buildings. They have eluded me thus far because I just can't work out the calculations. I've obviously done it wrong. But it goes obviously that long, and then it comes here, and then it goes up diagonal, and this is ground floor, the ground level for this part of the building. So I want to do just the outsides and meet it back to here, so that at least this entire diagonal area is contained, and then I can figure out where the floors are and stuff after, because these levels are different to these levels. I might have to put stairs in everywhere. Not that that matters. The hardest bit is there isn't any way I can figure out what's in these bits, because some of it's flat on the top, like this one is flat, it's all at this grass level, but this one isn't. There's other things in here, and they go into here, which then fades into the area that's inside, and I can't see where the inside, the line where the glass, where, you know, it's this part is outside and this part is inside. So I'm going to have to do a lot more research and figure out what to do to get this bit working. But the goal today, this week, this episode, this lot of 10 days, whatever you want to call it, is to basically do finish the facade for what I'm calling the diagonal building. It's mostly diagonal, and maybe probably off camera try and figure out putting in the floors, which start here. So it's going to be quite a task, but I think ultimately it's going to make it sort of come together, so you'll hopefully be able to see what's happening, because all of this outlines and stuff, they make sense to me, but as I've been told multiple times, my way of thinking is not frequent, not, I hate to use the word normal, but normal, not like other people. So we'll just see what happens and go from here. So as we always do, wish me luck and cue the music. And welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the montage. It's been a bit of a week. I've got quite a lot done. It's kind of easy to see from ground level. See, this is the area that feels a bit like a mall, because above you the roof actually has will have windows, you know, windows, so there'll be sunlight coming in through this whole area up to, I think, about here. I think in the helicopter pad will be above there, and this is the sort of mall-y area, so there'll be this like shops or cafe, or I don't actually know what's in this area. I only seen a few pictures. Some of them look like sort of receptions for particular specialists. Some of it looks like cafe-ish, and somewhere around here in the middle of it all is this really neat, or possibly at the end of the here, this really neat I don't know, statue. It looks kind of like a kid's climbing plaything, but it's too big for kids. So it's all colourful and stuff. I'm not going to try and replicate that. The blocks are too big in Minecraft for that. Now I put in, these are where the floors are going to go, sorry. And there'll be glass up here. But this lot is basically open. So there'll be a floor across here to this glass. So there'll be a floor across that surface. And walking space here, and the walls that go up to the sunlight will look like that wall. So it basically looks a bit like you're between different buildings, like in a hallway or something between, or an alley between buildings, but it's actually inside and the roof is quite high. I think I might have messed up the this bit here, but I'm gonna go back and have a look, because it there's a bit that covers this bit, like it's at roof level, but it's a walkway, but I can't actually see if it's on one level or on like 10 levels, all of them. So I did all of them. So then there's this nice little sort of courtyard in here that's isolated, but it doesn't quite look right. I've really only got Google Maps and 2 blueprints to work from, and basically my eye. So getting the scale right is just a constant problem. I did the montage and didn't actually didn't show the hill in real life. The front of the building is at road level, but the back of the building is at this level. So they're inserting gaps. There has to be a slope. It took a while to get the slope working, but I think it looks like a relatively normal Minecraft slope. I thought there was another road going in here, which is why it's been marked with this glass as a road, but there really isn't enough room. So I don't know, I can't tell. So the map has pretty much this level, which is kind of the ground floor, and it's so it's the ground floor for the mall area, but there's actually another level underneath. So it's street level, not ground level. So there's another level under here. I don't know how far that goes in. I don't know if it's just that bit. I have no idea. So I'm basically going to... The plan is, in the long term, is to try and make it as outwardly similar to the real one, and then just fill in the gaps that I don't know. I added a tree to this middle bit because it just looked too normal. That's probably the wrong word. Bland. Bland is probably the best word. And I did quite a lot of extra details off camera, like floors. Some of the floors I did off camera. Half the walls. And I tried to, I spent a day trying to get where all the levels are and stuff, where the floor lines will be, so that I could put in the roof. And I was going to put the roof in, but it was like midnight, and I thought, it doesn't have to be perfect. So these are the lines of the roof. So if you can imagine, this is a lower roof surface, and this is an upper roof surface. I haven't been able to tell if any of this upper roof surface has windows, other than this bit here, which does in fact seem to have windows, because it's glass from roof to floor in here, but I haven't actually done a lot here. I just put in where the floors are going to be, which I believe line up with, yeah, they line up with in here. And where it intersects with the other building. I had a lot of trouble with this bit because these fronty bits I'll show you down in here. These are the bits that stick out over the road that goes down into the underground, one of the underground car parking lots. And so the floor level is actually different to the main. That's the main floor level there. So I had to figure out a way of connecting the two, which is basically steps. I don't know if they are steps or ramps. In a hospital, every set of steps will be ramps, not steps, because it doesn't make sense to me to have a hospital that's not accessible to wheels. Although what they really need is like I like these shadows. What they really need is like a moving sidewalk, so that people who can't walk very far can just, I don't know, bring a chair and sit on it. So it wasn't a lot finished, but it was actually, including the floors that I didn't show in the montage, it was actually 15 hours work, and I've been trying to keep it under 10 per week, so it's a lot for a week. It just doesn't look finished yet. So next episode, hopefully, we'll finish something. But I did manage to put the facade the whole way around. The oops, headbutting things, the whole way around the diagonal building, and meet it up with the main building. So I'm getting there, and it looks pretty good. Other than, you know, not having to see a roof right now and floors, I think it's coming together. Like if you actually like go to distance, it looks very much, or very close enough to the actual real thing. So I'm gonna have to get the clone command so I can lift all of this up to this level. Because I'm not gonna just put down grass for 10 hours. It's not a thing I'm gonna do. Sorry, no. But so next week, hopefully, we'll be finishing the outsides. I will probably do the floors off screen, because it's, unless I can try and make it interesting, it's kind of dull. I'm making all the floors quartz, which is why there's so much white. It probably may even seem like it's sort of too bright, but quartz is shiny in these shaders. I don't know if you can see that, depending on YouTube's file compression system, but it's shiny. And then I can put mats, you know, carpet down. Carpet. And then make it different colors. So I can have one area that's blue, or cyan, I guess, and another that's purple, and another that's blue. I don't know about Australian hospitals, but here in New Zealand, our departments are kind of color-coded, and then they have like lines along hallways to guide you to where you want to be. So if you want to go to the emergency room, you would have like a line that goes, you know, in a particular direction. And if it's in the same direction as, like, I don't know, the maternity ward, those will line the sides of the hallways, and you can follow them to wherever it is you want to go. As I said, I don't know if that's what they do in Melbourne, but that's what works here. So I thought if I did the interior, that having just quartz floor, although it looks like I've got to decide between smooth and chiseled, then I can modify it from there. And this is only black down here because the buildings out the front were black. So I may change that again. Although same thing, I can actually just put down carpet. Oops. So it's just a bit more modifiable. Ooh, gotta be careful not to hit that glass. But I think it's looking pretty good so far. Despite what little data I have to work off of, I think this is going pretty well. It's actually going faster than I expected. So it's, yeah, doing pretty well. It's just going to take a little while to get it done. It's a very big project. So, we shall end here. Huzzah! Hopefully it'll be maybe 3 or 4 maybe episodes and it'll be done and we'll have a full-scale hospital in the city of Aram. But until next week, ara ni tasa.